Hello, this is Oscar Ojales, and here I introduce the ERP implementation plan for Addis B and Associate. I emphasize that the project is focusing on improving operational efficiency, data accuracy, and service delivery through a structured rollout of modern ERP. Addis B and Associates is the context for the ERP initiative, emphasizing that the firm's scale includes 3 locations and over 1,000 seasonal clients and the operational challenges faces, including service delays and tax limitations. It points out that the ERP modernization is a strategic response to these issues, aiming to improve efficiency and client services. This slide highlights the core goals of the ERP project. It emphasizes that the system will replace outdated tools, improve communication and service delivery, strengthen financial reporting and compliance, and supporting future growth through scalability and remote access. These objectives align directly with the Addis B operational challenges and strategic vision. This slide outlines the core business needs driving ERP selection. Emphasize that the system must support financial, payrolls, and tax compliance while also improving CRM, automating workflows, and enabling multi-location access. These requirements ensure that the platforms aligns with Addis B operational complexity and growth strategy. We compare on-premises and cloud-based ERP systems. On-premises offer control but demands high investment. On the other side, cloud ERP are cost-effective, scalable, and remote-friendly, which are good for our growth. We review SAP, robust but complex and costly. Microsoft Dynamics 365 and Sage are better for small business but lacking key integration. Dynamic 365 is a cloud-based platform offering remote access, scalability, and centralized management for multiple locations. Its customizable workflows and integrated reporting cover financial, CRM, tax, payrolls, and more, reducing data silos. The system seamlessly integrates with third-party tools like ADP, Avalara, and Microsoft products, enhancing automations and analytics across the firms. These slides present the financial case for ERP implementation. I emphasize that while upfront costs include licenses, setups, and maintenance, the projected productivity gains up to $585,000 annually, which far outweigh the investment. I highlight that a strong return on investment of 106% in a payback period of just 12 to 18 months makes this a financial sound decision for Addis B. This timeline shows the structured rollout of our ERP system. It emphasizes that each phase builds on the last, from the planning and configuration to testing, go live, and post-launch optimization. It highlights that this phase approach helps manage risk, ensures readiness, and supports a smooth transition with minimal disruption to daily operations. In this project team, I will be managing scheduling, budgeting, and stakeholders communication. Patrick will lead technical strategy, system architecture, and ERP integrations. Brianna will handle system setup, data migrations, and support. Christina will oversee change management and staff training. Chad will provide post-implementation support and collect user feedback. Addis B ERP project will use standard system features for most workflows, limiting customizations and controlling cost. The team will clean and migrate essential data for accuracy. Dynamic 365 will connect with payrolls, tax, and CRM platforms to ensure smooth operations. The staff will be focused on training and support for an easy transition. The risk matrix mitigation strategies include data migration errors, user resistance, budget overruns, and integration delays, which are managed to minimize the risk with audits, training, contingency plans, expense tracking, and early testing. This slide outlines the ERP project's budget, covered licensing, implementation, training, support, and a contingency reserve for unexpected cost. Scope creep and customizations are excluded for control, and all expenses will be tracked in Excel and Dynamics 365 to ensure transparency. Here, I outline how communication will be managed across different stakeholders groups. I emphasize that the core team will collaborate daily using Teams and SharePoints, while business units receive structured updates every 2 weeks. The entire company is kept informed through monthly milestones, and customers are engaged via emails, portals, updates, and webinars to ensure transparency and trust throughout the ERP rollout. And this slide outlines the core business processes that the ERP system will be support. I emphasize that it covers financial reporting, payrolls, and tax compliance, CRM, and workflow automation, which are all essentials for streamlining operation and insurance accuracy across a DSB multi-location environment. This slide outlines the essential master data needed for ERP setup. I emphasize the clean, structured data covering clients, employee, vendors, financial codes, and appointments is critical for accurate reporting, automation, and system reliability. Early attention to these categories will reduce error and streamline operation post-launch. In this slide, I highlight the key reports the ERP system will generate. I emphasize how client segmentations, financial compliance, performance dashboard, and forecasting analytics will improve decision-making, transparency, and strategic planning across ADIS-B's operation. In this slide, I highlight the essential software interfaces that must connect with ERP system. I support the successful integration with tax platforms, payroll systems, CRM tools, and Microsoft collaboration apps are critical for maintaining workflow continuity and maximizing system values across departments. In this slide, I cover the key accounting control built into the ERP systems. I emphasize how automated journal entries, approval workflows, audit trails, and validation rules help enforce financial disciplines, reduce errors, and support compliance across locations. In this slide, I outline that IT controls the safeguard system integrity and data privacy. I point out that role-based access, encryptions, and audit logs help enforce accountability, while compliance with the IRS, HIPAA, and GDPR ensures regulatory alignment. Regular policy reviews keep security practices current and effective. In this slide, I flag common pitfalls that can disrupt ERP success. I stress the importance of avoiding over-customizations, investing adequate and training, ensuring clean data, engaging stakeholders early, and planning for risk. These lessons are drawn from industry experiences and are critical for keeping the project on track. In this slide, I outlined the ERP testing strategy. I pointed out the structure phases from planning through maintenance, the broad scope covering financial, payroll, CRM, and compliance, and the use of unit integrations and user acceptance testing. I highlight that regression scripts and defects tracking tools ensures the systems meet both the business and regulatory requirements. In this slide, I confirm the final readiness before go live. I spotlight that a A successful launch depends on clean data, trained user, and validated environments. Activities in weeks 14, 16, led by Brianna, Christina, and Patrick, are designed to ensure the system is stable, users are prepared, and configuration meets business needs. In this slide, I outlined the key actions for a successful go live. I point out that the system switchover, validation, and support activation are coordinated with clear procedures, including a checklist and rollback plan. Smoke testing and login verification ensures stability, and timing in week 17 is critical. Along with Patrick, Brianna, and Chad, we are leading these efforts to ensure a smooth transition. In this slide, I structure the post-go live support strategy. I point out that daily monitoring during the hypercare periods ensure stability, while help desk and ticketing systems streamlines issue resolutions. Weekly performance reviews track KPIs and feedback from surveys and stakeholders meetings help refine the system and user experience. In this slide, I summarize the testing phase essentials, emphasizing the clean test data, script scenarios, and issues tracking are critical for reliable results. Testing will be run from week 10 to 14, led by Brianna, Patrick, and business users. The final deliverable, a go, no-go decision, will determine readiness for deployment. In this slide, I emphasize that daily hypercare ensure ERP stability will help desk and ticketing system manage issues efficiently. Weekly KPI reviews track performance and feedback from surveys and stakeholders meetings support continued improvement. Chat leads support with Oscar overseeing project's outcome. I wrap up the ERP presentation by pointing out that Dynamic 365 aligns with ADIS-B strategic goals, addresses core financial and operational needs, and includes a well-structured implementation plan to mitigate risk and drive user adoptions. Ongoing monitoring will be a key to sustaining long-term success. Here are the reference sources I used through the ERP presentation. I strongly emphasize that materials span academic research, industry best practice, and vendor documentation reinforce the credibility and depth of the implementation strategy. These sources support the rationale behind system selections, planning, and risk mitigation.